let's just jump into this.
Yeah.
Leela.
And this is Erin? Is that what you're trying to say?
I was gonna say, Leela, welcome to episodes. Welcome to
episode number 6 of the Budget Babes.
With Leela.
And Erin. Woo!
Here we are.
We actually did it. We're on episode number 6. We've jumped over the lump that is number 5, and now we're doing
the 5 o'clock hump.
The 5 o'clock hump? Sounds like some kind of dance, or like something you do, like, I don't even know. Maybe that's a
we
bad
can make
idea.
a dance.
We're not going to make a dance. Please, God, don't let us make a dance.
Okay, let's just talk about our episode today, then.
That's probably the better way to go. Okay, so our episode today is, Erin, take it away.
Eating seasonally.
Eating seasonally. So it's a surprisingly important thing for us, especially Canadians, because of the increase in food prices that we've seen over the last little while. So we looked at some stats. You can probably check out our old video. I mean, I'll link to it, of course.
Yeah.
Which tells a little bit more about food prices, eating out, etc. But this time we're going to focus mostly on vegetables and fruits because they're so seasonal. So I guess this year we're expected to pay $411 more every single year in groceries, aka a 3% increase in 2019 for our grocery bill. Yeah, in Canada. However,
that's a lot of money.
That's a
groceries are already
pile.
Expensive, so
I know, right? Like, it just robs you. So in 2018, there was a 4% increase on just vegetables and fruits in that category. The expected increase was 4-6%, so kind of right there, right at the low end. This year in 2019, it's the same prediction, 4-6% increase. So be prepared to pay at least 4% more for your veggies and fruits.
Wow.
Yeah, gross. So one way to kind of avoid spending too much on getting like healthy nutritional food is to buy seasonally, obviously.
So eat what's in season. I found this Foodland page for Canada, and there's one for like Australia and United States and wherever else, the F.
Wherever you want to be from, I guess.
Wherever you want to be from. Basically, though, it's cool because it literally lists every month out, and then it has a huge list of fruits, huge list of vegetables, and it says when they're in season.
Yeah, that's Foodland Ontario, so
yeah,
we'll also link that website in the bottom.
So, like, it's August right now, it's almost September.
Yay, fall vegetables and fruits,
yeah.
Thank goodness. Like, fall is the best season.
Fall's our favorite season, I think.
Especially, like, in Canada, right? Like, we actually have the winter-summer thing, so it's like we actually get a fall where everything's, like, pretty and colorful, and we get really tasty food.
And we have, like, short, hot summers. They're enjoyable, but then it's like fall is just a nice little cool off, a little refresh.
Oh my gosh, sweater weather.
I
guess I'm kind of already dressed for it today, but, you know.
I'm actually dressed pretty summery
Yeah,
today.
You're like completely summer. I'm like fall today.
This is what happens in Canada. It's like, what season is it?
Nobody knows how to dress.
Nobody knows how to dress.
There's this huge, like, malfunction in everyone's brains.
But, like, for example, okay, here's an obvious one. Pumpkins. They're in season in September.
Thank goodness.
Potatoes, they're in season, it says every month, actually.
Every month?
Yeah.
Canada has in-season potatoes every month.
That's what it says.
That is metal. Oh my god.
What's something that's not in season every month? So, like, blueberries says August, September.
Yeah, so you'll probably notice, like, right at the beginning of the summer, like, blueberries, you can buy them, but they're like $6.99, like, for like a little pack. It's ridiculous.
Right. And like, what's another one? Strawberries. Like, if you're trying to buy those in January, February, well, they're not in season in Canada, so
where are we getting them from?
Where are we getting them from? Why are they so expensive? You probably wonder that. But right now, this is a prime time that they are in season in Canada.
So we end up getting nice, delicious, probably locally sourced strawberries for a good, cheap price. For example, my favorite food is watermelon. And I literally watch the price of watermelon, because I know I can only get it for like 4 or 5 months out of the year, from around April-ish to September.
Yep.
And I usually buy at least 10 watermelons to myself every summer. It's actually kind of nauseating.
I mean, it's so nutritious and hydrating, though.
So good. But it can go up from like $10 at the beginning of the season to about $5 mid-season, when it's like actually cost effective to buy watermelon.
And this site says prime time for watermelon is right now. So
Yep.
we'll link this website. It has a whole list of almost every fruit and vegetable you can think of for Canada. And so okay, maybe I shouldn't buy celery in March. So
I love how specific that is, thinking about it, celery in March. Not gonna do it. Not this March.
Not today, celery.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
Not today.
It's interesting because this is so important, because if you're doing the budgeting thing, we're still doing the budgeting thing, obviously. It's so nice to be able to keep within those, budgetary bounds that you have set out for food and shopping and stuff like that. Quite important to know what you're shopping
and
for.
And it changes it up for you per season. If you're shopping within, what's in season, it's budget-friendly and it's something new to eat for the season.
Diversity is the spice of life.
This other website we came across, which we'll link, has 6 benefits of eating what's in season.
So I guess I'll start it off.
Yeah.
So first of all, first benefit number 1 is it tastes better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, you're buying stuff in season, so they're ripened to the point of it, actually tasting good. So, if you've ever, were a kid, and everyone's been a kid, but if you're a kid and there's an apple tree out in your backyard, and you take one of those, green apples from outside, it just tastes like absolute trash, just wait, a couple months. Beautiful. They taste awesome.
Yes.
You eat 20 apples a day.
Yeah. Pulling fruit right off the branch or right off the vine, it hasn't traveled anywhere except right from the plant to your hand.
Oh,
the nutritional density is in there.
There you
go. And the tastiness.
Fact number 2 is that, the vegetables and fruits are far more vegetable or nutrient rich.
Far more vegetable rich.
Far more vegetable rich. I think that makes sense.
Yes.
Close enough. 3, the one that we like the most, is it's cheaper.
Cheaper.
Yay. We've been kind of berating the topic, but yes. Vegetables in season are cheaper. Surprise!
Yeah.
Not the most crazy thing. Number 4, coming with the nutrient dense thing, that also means that they're better for you. So you don't have to eat 30, apples to get the same, I guess that's an exaggeration, but you don't have to eat as much to gain as much nutritional value.
Right.
And so it's healthier for you, obviously. So nutritional density equals healthier for you. Sweet. Number 5.
This is a quote. Can I say a quote on our thing?
I like quotes. Let's do this.
Fruits and vegetables that are stored for long periods of time due to transportation or to be used at a later date have a reduction in their nutrient content.
There we go. See, they all kind of fit
that's
together.
why they're healthier if you're buying in season and what's growing around you.
They're stored for less amounts of time, or smaller amounts of time, therefore they're more nutritional. Also, if you're buying stuff that has been stored for a long time, typically it's coming from somewhere overseas. So that, any kind of overseas contaminants, pesticides, regulations, stuff that you don't know about that are being used. I mean, obviously we border control that stuff, but
still it happens, it gets through.
Yeah.
Stuff is bleached.
Yeah, waxes on apples, so weird.
Yeah, so it's, it becomes not fresh, and you're paying more for it, for a lesser quality food if you're shopping out of season.
Exactly. What a goofy thing to do.
Yeah.
And the last but not least, it is more environmentally friendly to buy things in season.
Yeah.
Because, the amount of energy required to grow something out of seasons is significantly more than growing something that's in season. If you ever try and grow herbs inside, I mean, that's not so bad, but if you tried to grow herbs in the winter, you have to make a greenhouse, keep it heated, etc. So obviously it's more environmentally taxing to grow stuff out of season.
And harder on your wallet.
Yeah.
It's right there, right? Again, we reiterate, it's cheaper to shop in season.
Shop in season!
Bye.
This is a very important thing.
And maybe one of our most basic and repetitive episodes, but seriously.
Clap back to that, buy in season.
Buy in season. It's changing seasons right now. It's going into fall.
Hence the episode,
Hence this episode.
We wanted people to be just as educated as us on buying stuff at the grocery store. Speaking of, there's a new thing going on right now, which is farm to table.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting. So, I don't know. Erin, how do you feel about farm to table? Putting you on the spot.
I mean, I think farm to table is a buzzword for, and I've just been hearing it so much lately. I think it's a buzzword for the fresh food that's grown locally, and, like, what we're talking about, it hasn't come from overseas. It's literally harvested from the farm, butchered on the farm, and then to table. So, I mean, it's awesome.
Definitely a sweet thing.
Sounds great, and it sounds like fresh, more affordable food. It sounds cool, but yeah, there's a lot of buzz around farm to table right now. I keep seeing, like, farm to table dinner events.
Yeah, hey? Yeah. That's kind of interesting, isn't it?
So, and with that, though, I see high prices associated with this farm to table movement going on right now.
Yes, it's gigantic. You know, the farm to table thing, like having stuff locally sourced is supposed to bring down prices because, you know, it doesn't have as much distance to travel. However, you know, because it's labeled farm to table, organic, you know, all those catchwords, you know, it somehow jacks the price up, which is kind of ridiculous, but...
Google, the Google here says farm to table or farm to fork in some cases. Farm to fork,
that's like rather aggressive. Farm to fork, you know, like,
stab that food.
It's too much.
It's a social movement which promotes serving local food at restaurants and school cafeterias, preferably through direct acquisition from the producer, which might be winery, brewery, ranch, fishery, or that other type of food producer.
I just pictured winery, brewery. Those are the first two things they list. They talk about, you know, students.
Yeah.
Let's get those third graders, like, some wine. Get them happy.
Yeah, get that wine on a fork.
Yeah, exactly. The fork thing, of course.
But, I mean... all we're saying is you can eat like a farm to table vibe yourself.
Grow a garden.
Yeah, you can grow a garden. Go to your farmer's market. Even just go to a normal grocery store in your city and just...
You know, that's a really good example, actually. Co-op recently just started picking up a lot of locally sourced goods. I mean, they've always had locally sourced stuff, but here the co-op in town, actually, there's a microgreens grower just east of town, and they have a whole bunch of the salads, veggies, stuff like that grown by them, actually, in a greenhouse that's actually completely self-sustainable. It's actually really cool. But yeah, like, things like that, like grocery stores, you're right, farmers markets, you know... Anything like that. They typically have locally sourced on them because it's such a good thing to have nowadays for price and stuff. So you'll be able to find it pretty easily.
So, like, really, again, what our episode is all about is eating locally, eating what's in season doesn't have to be expensive. And just because you hear some label like local or farm to table shouldn't put you off from trying to eat like that, because it's actually... probably better on your wallet.
Yeah, surprisingly.
It is better on your wallet.
It definitely is better on your wallet.
I wanted to ask, what's your favorite fall food? Since we're going into our favorite fall season.
So, the awful thing about fall for me is the food choices, to be honest with you. I mean, I like potatoes, but I'm not a big fan of squash. Like, spaghetti squash is great. Pumpkins, I don't eat pumpkins. You know, pumpkin pie, I can't do it. I love apples, though.
Okay. And
I love watermelon. I wish watermelon was a fall frickin' fruit, but it's not. But apples, I love apples. I love apple pie. I actually have pretty much apples every frickin' week. You know, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and hopefully the dentist at this point. Okay, well then what's your favorite?
My favorite fall food?
Yeah, what is I feel like you like a lot of fall food.
Like, yeah, I do. I'm just... Like, I loved all the I do love all the canned foods that people start making at this time of year because they're harvesting their gardens.
Oh, yeah, like pickles and beets and...
Yeah, pickled beans,
Oh, yeah, because you like Caesars, though.
Yeah.
I can't do it, no.
It's a different conversation.
Yeah, that's a whole nother bag.
Like, just like all the homemade stuff, like salsas, and I like
homemade salsa, yeah, it's good.
I like the basic...
You're the pumpkin spice latte girl, aren't you?
I love.
Oh, you're
next week. Yeah. The pumpkin spice lattes are out.
No.
Yes. Yes.
No, that's not healthy. It's not that it's not healthy, it's not mentally healthy.
It's also not really that great on the wallet.
No,
Pumpkin
it's like
spice lattes.
$7 later
No.
at Starbucks. Oh
No.
my god, no.
But even, like, I do like pumpkins, though. Like, I like pumpkin pie, and I like roasted pumpkin seeds.
Okay, roasted
Stuff-
pumpkin seeds
stuff
are
like
bad,
that.
actually. Costco, $13.99 for like a freaking vat of pumpkin
Oh.
seeds. It's disgusting, actually.
Mm.
They're so good for you, too. Anyways, that's totally on the side. But if you're at Costco, there's something to save money on.
We should do an episode on shopping in bulk at Costco.
You know what? I have a freaking hard time with Costco, to be honest with you, because lots of the fruits and veggies there and lots of the stuff they sell there can be bought cheaper. I mean, granted, the bulk thing is really great, but some of it,
Sometimes it's too much, though.
Yeah,
you
it's
can't
too-
eat all that.
then it'll go to waste, right?
Yeah.
Like, some of it's really, like, for example, hummus. If you buy hummus from Costco, that's a great deal, because you can get a big thing for, like, $5.
It's like this big.
Yeah, but, like, if you buy at the grocery store, it's like $3.29. But, like,
Yeah.
not everything is like that at Costco. That's a whole nother
We'll
bag.
do a whole
Yeah,
nother
we'll do a
Costco
Costco.
episode.
We'll do a Costco run.
Anyway, I think, like, did you guys get the point of today's episode?
Yeah, I really hope. Like, we kind of berated the topic. It was very necessary, though, because buying in season will save you money.
And that brings us to our hashtag
Thanks tips.
thanks
Uh,
tips. Today's hashtag thanks tips is literally
The most obvious thing ever.
buy in season vegetables.
Buy in season vegetables. It's so easy
And
so
fruits.
nice. Yeah, I guess fruits. Buy in season
Buy in season.
greenery.
Yeah.
I guess not everything is green. Buy in season things. So,
Happy shopping. Happy fall shopping.
ugh. Happy sweater weather time.
Happy sweater weather time.
Yay! Well, this has been episode 6 of the Budget Babes, and I guess we're gonna call it a day, aren't we?
And cut. Thanks for listening.
Bye!
Bye. Cut.